Navy SEAL that took down Osama bin Laden. Yes, the one person that was the most wanted man in the world is under fire right now for not wearing a mask and also hating Marines. Stay tuned to see why this retired Navy SEAL hates Marines. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to NickyMGTV for another video. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's roll right into you guys subscribing to the channel. A lot of you guys are not subscribed, so I would appreciate it. The guy that took down Osama bin Laden. And I'm going to say that because you probably don't even know his name, as many other people have no idea what his name is either. This is Robert O'Neill. Now, he has been on tons of podcasts talking about this, but what I want to go over is, why do we not know this guy as a household name when he is the guy that took down the most wanted man in the United States, in the world, and we did like an entire manhunt for this guy for how many years? Jocko, you've got Marcus Luttrell, you've got so many other SEALs that overshadow this guy, which I find kind of crazy that he would not be in the top tier list. So he's under fire right now because he took a photo on an airplane while he had a caption that said, "I'm not a p." And if you can see behind this, there is a Marine behind him, and that is one of the things that people are talking about is, was he referencing to the Marine behind him, or was he referencing to not wearing a mask at all? This actually caught the likes of Alyssa Milano, you know, another person that you probably know what she looks like, but you have no idea from what. Yeah, she was on Charmed, you know, that show that was like good in like, what, the 2000s that no one watches anymore. And then she was like, I can't get another job. So now she's just like an activist. Yeah, that chick. So she came at him and said this: "You do realize you may be asymptomatic and give the virus to other people that could potentially kill them. I think that makes you a sociopath. Besides, so strong that we can deliver human beings out of them. Please, I'm begging you, wear a damn mask." He does rebuttal back to Alyssa Milano as well, and he does say that he loves Marines. Obviously, I think that was actually a big stretch for somebody to say, oh, maybe he hates Marines. You're like just trying to dissect this into every which way possible to now try and attack him when really you knew what he was going for. I have to say, I am a person that does work in the medical community, so I do understand about the virus. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. Definitely follow all these protocols. But will I say that I understand his idea that this is being used as a vehicle to push other things? Definitely. I think you'd be naive to say that it isn't. If you look at his Twitter at all, I'm just going to show some examples over here of where you can see this guy just feeds on attention. What he ends up doing is going for a far-right approach to then piss off liberal people in order to get attention, which then gets some followers, which also feeds into he's a Navy SEAL, and so he's from Wisconsin. He's the type of guy that you would expect. I'm not showing my political beliefs here, but I'm saying like he makes his views very obvious when it comes to that. I will actually give this guy some credit as well. He does have a foundation where he does try and help SEALs that are transitioning out of the SEAL community. As you guys may or may not know, a lot of SEALs leave and they're like, what do? I can't shoot people in the face anymore? What do you mean? That's what I know how to do. And then they're like, well, who's going to hire me? Where am I going to get skills at? Where can I work at? And so, yes, it's a cool job to have, but once you get out, you got to find something else. And obviously, you're going to need help to get back on your feet. And so he does have a foundation for that. So he does try and bring some positivity into this entire situation. Now, I do have to give some criticism to him in a few different aspects. The first off, obviously taken out of context, it's understandable why people freaked out or had their viewpoints of him. But looking at his track record, if you just Google his name on YouTube or whatever, search it on any of those platforms, it's him just talking about this entire raid with him taking down Osama bin Laden. That's the entire thing. And so when you look at it, and I as a military content creator see this all the time, and I'm like, dude, is there something else you can talk about? Credit to you, appreciate it, I'll shake your hand. Congrats, thank you. But that's all you ever see from this guy is literally the same thing. And it's like the typical Navy SEAL thing of like, everyone asks a Navy SEAL like, oh, you're going to get out right and do your book deal and do your motivational speeches, and you're going to do your podcast, and you're going to do your coffee company, and you're also going to make sure that you dive into your new foundation and everything else. So, I mean, it's just funny how like everyone's trying to just copy everyone else. And now that entire field is totally saturated. Maybe that's why we don't see as much of a greater emphasis on him, even though when you look at it in such a significant event, you would think he would be the person that was upheld to that standard of like, whoa, we should know who Robert O'Neill is. Now, to wrap this video up, though, it is funny how this entire thing ends. His tweet does end up getting deleted, even though his excuse was kind of ridiculous. Tweet was deleted with that photo, but obviously nothing ever doesn't reside on the internet forever. And pretty much he says his wife deleted it. This is almost like the equivalent of saying your dog ate your homework. And on top of that, I will say there is a tweet from somebody that actually made me laugh hilariously. This is by Action Cookbook, and it says, in attempting to use his wife as a shield, he suddenly found that he and Osama had something in common after all. My recommendations for anybody looking at this video obviously gives him attention, but in general in the future is this guy loves attention. Literally, he will go anywhere to tell his story. But my advice to him as well is give yourself more depth. You are putting yourself in such a disadvantage of just saying, I'm the guy that shot the guy that was a bad guy. And he even says that, where he's like, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a guy that killed the bad guy. That was one of his tweets as a rebuttal to this. To end this, so Robert O'Neill, if you really want people to know who you are, my suggestion to you is leave a good taste in people's mouths. Obviously, you're leaving a very bad one, and then I think that is what draws a lot of people away from you, why you've probably not had the same commercial success as Jocko or Marcus Luttrell. And I'm not even sure if that's what you want, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to be known as that guy and be held on to that standard of the guy that did the action that you did, obviously, I think that people would appreciate your role in that action a little bit more if you were more representable to the service in general. But as always, let me know what you guys think about this down below, because that is something that I do find important, your guys' opinions and thoughts. But if you guys do have questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.